If you haven't been paying close attention, Marjorie Taylor Greene sounds different lately. Gone is the confrontational firebrand who thrived on chaos and outrage. In her place, we're seeing a calmer, more measured version, one that's suddenly welcome on platforms that once considered her untouchable. So the question isn't whether she's changed her tone. That part is obvious. The real question is, has Marjorie Taylor Greene actually changed? Or is this just a clever political rebrand?
Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No,
what you're
ain't
reading.
nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Politics moves fast, but people forget even faster. Welcome to the very first installment of the Knuckleball, where we don't just make claims, we bring the receipts. My name is Mike Burns. Today I'm testing one claim, that this is a rebrand, not a reformation, and I'll prove it with 3 clips. You've already seen the first. You may have seen her recent appearances and thought, she seems reasonable now, almost nice. That's intentional. But if you want to understand people in politics, ignore what they say and watch very closely what they do, because talk is cheap and they sell it by the ton in Washington. On these appearances, Greene says she and her family are facing increased threats following her break with Donald Trump. That's not surprising. When your brand is built inside an angry movement, exits are rarely clean. Let's look at the record. Another example of the type of behavior this woman is capable of is from a video she posted on her verified YouTube channel in January of 2020, about a year out from being sworn in as a representative of Georgia's 14th Congressional District. In the video, she's shown harassing a survivor of the February 14th, 2018 mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida.
Yeah. David, why are you supporting the red flag laws? If Scott Peterson, the resource officer at Parkland, had done his job, then Nicholas Cruz wouldn't have killed anybody in your high school, or at least protected them. Why are you supporting red flag gun laws that attack our Second Amendment rights? And why are you using kids as a barrier? Do you not know how to defend your stance? Look, I'm an American citizen. I'm a gun owner. I have a concealed carry permit. I carry a gun for protection for myself, and you are using your lobby and the money behind it and the kids to try to take away my Second Amendment rights.
The killer, Nicholas Cruz, waited the legal time period and was allowed to make the purchase in spite of his well-documented mental health issues. Nicholas Cruz opened fire on staff and students of the school, injuring 18 and killing 17, 14 of whom were kids. The young man Greene is following is David Hogg. Hogg was on Capitol Hill that day, calling upon elected officials in Washington to pass meaningful gun control measures. He's also spoken out against politicians who took campaign donations from the now discredited NRA. He's also helped organize protests by young people who are not a particularly political group, but who simply said enough is enough. Now, expressing opposition to the political views of our fellow citizens is not only protected behavior, it's a healthy part of any democracy. It's called the arena of ideas. Healthy, spirited public debate is good for any society. Our founding fathers said that depends upon a well-informed and educated electorate. But at what point does this become abnormal, attention-seeking, destructive, and just plain inappropriate? Greene accuses Hogg of exploiting dead children, and she framed it as a threat to her rights. Who's more likely to exploit such a tragedy? A survivor of the tragedy, such as Hogg, or a politician who is about a year out from an election? This style of politics doesn't reward critical thinking. It rewards outrage and loyalty. As always, I welcome reasoned public debate on this video in the comments section. During her 2020 campaign, Greene's political orbit included figures tied to white supremacist groups. Even when those associations were later disavowed, they reflected the ecosystem that she chose to operate in. Chester Doles, a fifth-generation KKK member at that time, had about a dozen assault arrests and had served 2 prison sentences in Maryland. Greene was campaigning with Kelly Loeffler, who did pose for a photo with Chester Doles. Now, going back a couple more years, we can all remember the California wildfires of 2018. In that year, Greene promoted an anti-Semitic conspiracy blaming California wildfires on a cabal involving the Rothschilds, a wealthy Jewish banking family. This claim she made on Facebook was later taken down by her, but Newsweek shows it in its entirety in a link in our description. And this wasn't a one-off. It was part of a pattern. Conspiracies used to generate attention and loyalty. She blamed the now deceased California Senator Dianne Feinstein, Feinstein's then husband, Richard Bloom, and Governor Moonbeam himself, Jerry Brown. In the video, Greene can be seen in a brief and spicy confrontation with British journalist Emily Maitlis. When Maitlis asked her about the anti-Semitic conspiracy claim, let's just say Greene's response is not for the kids.
And can you tell me why so many people that support Donald Trump love conspiracy theories, including yourself? He seems to attract lots of conspiracy theorists.
Well, let me tell you, you're a conspiracy theorist, and the left and the media spreads more conspiracy theories. We like the truth. We like supporting our Constitution, our freedoms, and America first. So
what about Jewish space lasers? Tell us about Jewish space lasers.
No, why don't you go talk about Jewish space lasers? And really, why don't you f*** off? How about that?
Thanks. Thank you.
There are many other examples of such behavior, but I think we have a good sampling here. Her recent appearances are, in my opinion, an effort to rehabilitate her media image as she positions herself for a post-MAGA life since that ship has sailed. If this really is a rebrand, the real test won't be her tone. It'll be what she does next. At the Knuckleball, we don't just say stuff. We bring the receipts. Thanks for watching, and if you like the content, there are 2 little things I'd like you to do, and I think you know what those are. And if you didn't like it, well, let's just keep that between you and I. Thanks, and have a good one. See you next time.